Hey everybody, Bridget Dolgoff. Hey, right now we're going to be talking about human healthcare, my consulting and coaching. All right, well, I've been in practice probably over 30 years with everything that I've learned and, all the stuff that I've done. So I do a lot of different approaches to holistic healthcare. I do in-person work. I used to, when I had an office in town, I actually had a lot of people that would travel to see me from all over. So they would travel on airplanes and stay in the Reno area at a hotel for a week or so and get worked on like 3 or 4 sessions. And then head back, maybe every quarterly, they would pop in. And in my past, I've seen athletes, professional athletes. I've seen, business people. I've seen everyday average Joes. And so across the board, people coming to see me. And for a while there too, I really was traveling. So I would go do an area. People would host me to come to their house. And then they'd give me a place to work and set up. And then I'd be able to doing my traditional osteopath work and other type of work that I do. And then I would set up and then I'd work on like 3 or 4 people a day, maybe for, a week. And that way people could get enough sessions. And then maybe in 6 months, I would rotate back there, depending on my schedule. There aren't a lot of people like me. So some of the things that I've been trained to do, understandings that I have, my body of work that I've built over a lifetime, I'm going to be 50, is kind of an anomaly in the United States. Probably not elsewhere in other countries, but I'm definitely in the United States. So, and my understanding goes across into farming and food and soil and animals and their health care, as well as humans. And same thing play into human health, your environment, your mental state, your emotional state, your spiritual state, energy, different kinds of ideas about that. And so I try to help consult. So I either do consulting by Zoom, right? Coaching or consulting for health, or healing services, energetic type healing services. And then I do travel, and people do come to see me in person. And I call my practice kind of the last ditch effort practice, because people get to me when nothing else in their reality works. And then we start moving forward. I kind of have this resurrection ability. So I have it on a lot of different levels. Even my astrological chart is a resurrection chart, which is really interesting. So it's never too late, to make changes. But you have to have that emotional support, and you have to have trust. One of the biggest things that I've been doing recently is I've been doing healthcare consultations by Zoom meeting, which is a video, so that I can see the people, and trying to help them understand the type of things that they're being diagnosed with, and then trying to help them sort of understand the medications that they've been put on. So, because nobody really talks to them, nobody really talks to people in the healthcare. And sometimes if you ask questions, they don't have time for you. So I think if people start understanding kind of more of what they're being diagnosed with, that they can start making changes on their choices of how they want to participate in their own health care versus peer pressure of forced health care upon somebody without a discussion or an education process or choice. You're not given choices. I mean, everybody should have a choice. It isn't just this way, right? It could be this way and that way, or it could be not that way at all, and it could just be this way is my choice. But there's always a choice. So anyway, I'm going to put links below for my website on my information. And just know that, my websites are kind of primitive because I had a really hard time trying to find people to actually build my websites the way that I wanted to build my websites. And then if I wanted to make changes, it was like this nightmare. So I took personal control over my internet reality. And I learned, YouTube 30 hours of WordPress, and took me about 3 years to build one of my websites. So, and that's the Ministry of Consciousness, which really needs to be updated. But anyway, so that's a whole other, reality. But the deal is that if you are going to judge me for my websites, realize that, I'm the one doing it all, and all the work and all the radio shows and everything else that I do to help people in the greater good. So give me a little break. All right. I'm going to be having some Udemy classes coming up. And I'm still trying to work on those, and I've had to get a lot of things in order to be able to do it. And so now I'm finally figured out how to get the videos up in the way that they want them. So it's just been grueling. I was supposed to have a lot of this stuff done by early July, and it's been quite a fiasco, getting here. So now I'm going to start making progress, and I'm going to start getting at least one class out. I'm hoping a week, starting next week, and I have 11 courses, which will have 5 classes each. But I'm going to have things like pain management. I have a whole other take on pain management. I had brain cancer, and I didn't survive it. I cured my brain cancer, and I cured it on my own with the help from some other brilliant people. And it was like probably a stage 4, stage 5. And I was violently ill for 5 years. I mean, and how I found out was I had a blackout while I was rock climbing, because I used to be really into rock climbing. It was like the core of my life around my practice. And I'd really like to get back to rock climbing, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I had a lot of unbelievable physical pain, and I spent probably a good 14 years total building a pain management system. So I'm hoping to have the basics of that on Udemy. It's usually a 3-day workshop that I teach, and I'm consolidating it down to a few basic things. So who knows when I'll get the pain management class up and going. Okay, I need a little help. I'm going to need somebody to film parts of the things that I'm doing, or try to figure out how to film them while I do it for the class. So anyway, that's it. If you're interested in taking a journey into holistic with the W healthcare, go ahead and check out the link and find out a way to contact me. And that's it. Have a great day. Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Bridget Lynn Dolgoff.